My dilemma right now is to pay a company probably anywhere from $700 to $1,000 to come out here and take out this tree. Because right here, from there, back, we're gonna be putting a pool in. So this tree has to be moved. This is, I think, a mimosa tree. So there's junk on the ground. I don't know if it shows up on camera. Leaves a lot of junk on my cars and in my driveway on the ground here. Got my double fence here, which is where we're gonna be coming in. But it's just gonna cause too much issues with the pool. The root system's gonna grow into it. This tree is 42 feet across, or 43 feet across. It goes from one side of my property all the way to the other side, as far as the backyard. All right, folks, well, I guess when next clip here, you'll know what I decided to do. But I'm gonna bring you folks along on the journey, whether it be installing the pool, or when the pool's installed, or taking this tree down. All right, folks, I got this tree in the back I gotta cut down. So I went out and bought a Ryobi 40 volt. It's tool only, I'll explain that in a second. 10-inch extendable, and I'll explain that in a second. Angle cutting head, pruner limb trimmer. I'll show you the tree, folks. Tree right there. Oh, it's probably about 30 feet high, 43 feet wide. You notice most of the limbs are, I don't know, maybe 6 inches or less in diameter. So, why did I pick this? Well, the tool only, because I already have 3 batteries, and if I would have bought the one with the battery and charger, I'd have spent another $60. All right. Now, they did sell a version of this tool that actually attached to my weed eater there. So why didn't I get that? Well, the reason I didn't get that is 2 reasons. One is because this is extendable to 9.5 feet. I don't believe that if I would got the attachment, I could expand that. So that's one. And this was only $9 more. So it's a completely separate tool with its own motor, gears, and everything else, completely separate for $9. So I just couldn't justify saving $9 just to get an extension. So I already have the 3 batteries. Let's go to open box. That's what we're here to do. Alright, so one hand folks, bear with me. Alright, so this is the shaft with the chain. So it's got the oil reservoir. I hope it came with some oil. Should have came at least with a sample. We got a cap there. Oh no, that's actually where it screws on. Screws on to the other end of the shaft. Now, I'm guessing. No, I'm guessing wrong. Never mind. All right, so let's put that up. We'll put that down. All right. So this is an extra extension. So basically, you set it at one level, and then if you want to make it longer, you actually put this in between the two, the motor, not the motor, but the trigger and the motor head. I'll put it together in a minute. Oh, another extension. Okay. All right, so 2 extensions, folks. All trigger housing. All right, so let's see. And I have done zero research on this thing. All right, it is 40 volt, which you already knew that. So I'm assuming, okay, so I'm assuming that I have to, yeah, I have to lock my finger down here. Then I can pull the trigger. If I'm not holding on correctly, if I'm holding on like this, it won't, the trigger won't pull. So that's pretty good. That's a good safety feature. So I can't just set it down and accidentally bump it. All right. And then what I'll do here, folks, is I'll put it together. I'll do another shot. Let's just pour the rest of this here out. There should be a handle in here, I believe. There it is. All right. Oh. Strap and a handle. And you know what I did, folks? I didn't buy a chain. I hope it came with a chain. All right. All right, chain over here. All right. So again, folks, strap and a handle, and I'm gonna throw these things on real quick, then I'll bring you folks back in. All right, folks, welcome back here. All right, so first off, these center sections here only go on one way, so just make sure you put those on the right way. It comes with a spot. The battery spot seems to be a little bit big, so that's good though, because that means it'll hold my 6 amp hour battery. It didn't come with any oil, but I already had some. Good thing. Don't know what else to tell you folks right this second other than it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a try and see how it goes. I'm guessing the way that this handle's on, if you need to put some more downward pressure on it, you pull down and it'll actually pull down on the head against the limb. I'm not too happy, well, I'm not too thrilled about this strap here. Seems a little technical. See, basically it's got arrows on here that says pull. So I'm guessing you pull it here, this will come loose. Why you would need to do that, I don't understand, or I don't know. Now the only thing I can think of, folks, and I haven't read the instructions, is it's got another spot right below the head down here where you put the clip on, a clip on right there. All right, and what I'm thinking is maybe you pull this clip here, pull this loose, and you'll have a longer strap so you can pull down on the head there to give it more torque or more pressure when you're cutting maybe. Well, we'll see. All right, folks, stay tuned. All right, folks, I'm gonna give you guys the good and the bad on this chainsaw or pruner, pole saw, whatever you want to call it. Here we go, folks. That's what I've cut. I've probably made, I don't know, 30 cuts, maybe 30, 25, 30 total, because what I'm doing is I'm cutting these limbs off and I'm cutting them in sections so I can stack them. Now I've still got 3/4, now this is a 4 amp hour battery. I still got 3/4 of my battery life left. So what do I mean by the bad? Well, the bad is I've already gone through on my chainsaw bar lube or bar oil. That's the bad. This head's a little warm. All right, so you see how big these limbs are, or the biggest limbs are. Here, these are the biggest ones I'm gonna have to cut. I'm still debating on getting a tree service out here to take the rest of this thing out. Once I get these limbs cut. This is the biggest one I've cut so far. Did all right. Pretty windy out. This is why I'm cutting it short today, because it's so windy. All right, folks, I cut some more. I probably made about 35 cuts now at this point. Got over half the battery left. The bar oil seems to be the only issue at this point with I'll bring you folks back in. I'm gonna quit for today. It's real too windy out here to do this. All right, folks. This is what I did yesterday. Knocked out this majority of the tree, cleaned up majority of my mess. Our municipal, I guess, collection facilities closed today. So took off 9 loads of brush. So I did everything except this log and this one just now with the Ryobi. Today I went and bought a new chain for my works chainsaw and a bar. It came with a bar. It's giving me a little bit of a problem. Take the chains off, and I'm cutting these. I cut these 2 off, so I'm gonna try to take this thing down to a stump. With that, I'll bring you folks back in. With that Ryobi pole saw, it did awesome. I don't even know how many cuts I made yesterday. I made a lot though. It did, I guess, kind of, I don't even know what to call it. It's like it just stopped working. I could have just got hot, almost like it tripped a breaker or something inside, and then give it a minute or change the battery out, and it worked just fine. I just did this cut here with my works. It's a little moist. All right, folks. All right, gang. Got it knocked out down to the stump. I just got to find me a stump grinder now to grind this thing up. I'll be good to go. All right, folks, let's wrap this video up here. So basically, I cut a tree down that was 30 feet tall, 43 feet wide, with, I don't know, probably a 20-inch base, maybe a little bit bigger, with this Ryobi 40-volt pole saw and my works. And I used the works just for the stump. So would I recommend this pole saw? I definitely would. Number one, if anyone's gonna do the type of work that I just did today with this thing, then they wouldn't be using this. Most people are gonna be using this just to clear out limbs, clear out trees, overhead stuff. They're not gonna be using it to cut down an entire tree with. Now, the company that I used to do the tree in the front yard charged me $650. They probably would have charged me somewhere around $700, $800 for that tree because it was bigger. And it was also a little bit harder to get to. It, had to worry about hitting the fence and the neighbors' houses and stuff. So I spent $109 for this. Again, I'm glad I didn't get the attachment model, just because I needed the extra length. This thing did get heavy, and it's not because it's heavy. It just got heavy because I was doing so much overhead work. I don't even know how many cuts I made with this thing. I mean, I'm guessing somewhere close to 100 cuts or more, because I had to cut every limb up to fit my trailer out there. The little trailer y'all saw me build. That's like a 4-foot trailer. And it helped it easier unloading at the dump. Took 9 loads yesterday. Would I say get a Ryobi over other models? I don't know. I would say if you already have Ryobi brands with these batteries, I would definitely say if you're looking for a pole saw, get this. It cut out on me like 3 times yesterday. I may have been overheating it, but once I let it sit for 2 or 3 minutes, or not even 2 or 3 minutes, probably about a minute, it kicked back in. And once I actually changed the battery out just to be safe. Chain's still good, the head's still good, everything's still good. It goes through oil, bar oil, like crazy. I think it's got an automatic pump in there and it just pumps it. That helps keep the chain from getting dull, but after like 3 minutes of using that thing, like 5 or 6 cuts, you have to put more oil in it. And the reservoir is not that big. If you're not gonna do a lot of work, you don't already have a Ryobi, and you're just gonna do general maintenance every once in a while, maybe once a year, just go down and cut out a couple limbs, I would just go with the pole saw I already had here, to be honest. It's got a decent saw on the end, and of course you can clip the branches. If you got some real big branches though, it's gonna be a little tough, but that's where the saw comes in handy. So if you're just looking for a pole saw, I definitely recommend it. Of course, I actually took the spacer out in the middle and shortened it up a couple times just to make it a little easier. My workload would have been easier if I had a decent chain on this yesterday, because when the limbs got on the ground, I could have used this, but I didn't, so I had to use this the entire time. But again, folks, definitely recommend it. If you're looking for a pole saw, I can't compare it to other products. I just know it worked for me. It did a great job, and it would go right now and go cut down another tree if I needed it to. So, all right, folks, smash the thumbs up button, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. And now I got to get to doing some painting. Later.